What's up guys, welcome back to another video telling me my predictions for Game Week 21 in the Premier League. Starting off in the North East, Newcastle against Bournemouth. Newcastle are on an incredible run of form. I think they've won like 9 in a row in all competitions, 6 in a row in the Premier League. They are looking fantastic. Bournemouth are unbeaten in 9 as well though, they're on a good run. Eddie Howe is yet to beat Bournemouth as manager of Newcastle as well. And last year when these sides met at St James's, Newcastle were going through a horrible injury crisis. That is now the case for Bournemouth. They are without a lot of players, without both of their recognised strikers, without a fair few players in midfield and defence as well. And obviously one of their runs have to end. Either Newcastle will drop some points or Bournemouth will lose. And I think Bournemouth will lose 2-1. I think Newcastle will just have a bit too much for them. Bournemouth were obviously very unlucky not to win at Stamford Bridge last game. I think they will lose it at St James's, unfortunately for them. But Newcastle will be a fantastic result. It keeps the momentum going. It enables them to stay in the top 4. I don't want to say it too loudly, but a potential title race, they could be dark horses in there. Brentford against Liverpool. Brentford fought back valiantly against Manchester City. Very sadly for me as a QPR fan, it was very, very sad to see. But I did think that they would have a lot of success in that game just because of the fact that Manchester City are horrible in transition and also Brentford thrive. I think in this game, that isn't really going to be the case because Liverpool on transitions are much, much better than Manchester City. Ryan Gravenberch has been arguably the best player in the league this season. That isn't Mohamed Salah. Although, with that being said, the Egyptian has not looked as imperious in the last couple of games. He has looked easier to deal with. But Brentford don't have the luxury of a great fullback. Like Rico Henry, fantastic, but he's only just come back from injury. I don't think he's going to be ready to start this game. And if he is, it's a big risk because he could get another injury. Keane Lewis-Potter, fantastic player, really do like him, but he's a winger playing at fullback. I don't see Brentford really being able to deal with Mohamed Salah just because they don't have anyone there, unless they play a 5-back. And they have a lot of injuries in the back line, so that's probably not too likely either. So I have predicted a 3-1 Liverpool win, but I actually think Brentford, for some reason, I have a really bad feeling like we could get something here. I have ignored that feeling with my prediction. Leicester City against Fulham. Leicester City have lost 6 games in a row. They won this in 7. Fulham lost for the first time against West Ham after 9 games without a loss. So their run of form is over. Leicester have been a bit unlucky in some of their games. I think they haven't played that bad like against Palace for most of the game. They were the better team. Against Man City, they're the better team. Against Wolves, it was very even. You know what I mean? They could have definitely got points in those games, but at the same time, Ruud van Nistelrooy has a lot to answer for because he's constantly benching Bernardi. Last game, him and El Khanouchi looked quite good, and he took them both off when they went 1-0 down, which just didn't make any sense. Fulham did win 2-1 at the Cottage. I think Leicester gets some revenge. 2-1 at the King Power to the Foxes. Please, please, Leicester win. If they are going to survive, this is the sort of game they absolutely have to win. London derby up next, West Ham United against Crystal Palace. West Ham won their first Premier League game under Graham Potter. Another London derby at home against Fulham. Palace are on a pretty good run of form now as well. Just 1 defeat in their last 10 games. They have signed Romain Essa from very local rivals and very fierce rivals, Millwall. I don't know if he's going to be registered in time for the game. If he was, it's a bit of a mad one for a Millwall boy playing for Crystal Palace against West Ham. West Ham did win in South London, and I think they're going to win again. Along with the 2-1 win for the Hammers. I think it's going to be the second step in their rise up the table because Graham Potter's a fantastic manager. They are still a bit light up front. Obviously, no Fulkrug, no Antonio, no Bowen. Somerville's a bit touch and go. Arsenal against Aston Villa. Oh, this is a very, very big game. Unai Emery has never lost at the Emirates as a visiting manager. He won 2-0 their last season, which essentially lost Arsenal the title. Villa did win their last away game after 5 losses on the bounce on the road. But Arsenal are the only team in the league that have not lost a home game. And I think that run continues for them. I'm going to back them to win 2-1. Declan Rice will score. They have to take advantage of Villa's poor away form if they are going to catch Liverpool because they can't really afford to drop points in any games. And despite the fact that Villa are a really good team, it's a game Arsenal absolutely have to win. Everton against Tottenham. David Moyes lost his first game back in charge of Everton against Villa. Was a bit hard done by with certain refereeing decisions though. And Tottenham, I don't even know what to say about them. I don't know how Ange Postecoglou has got the whole of the Tottenham fan base just hypnotised, bro. They all think he's some sort of god who shouldn't be sacked, who shouldn't even be questioned, which is what I don't understand. I can understand them not wanting him gone. I just don't understand how they don't even want to question him. But that's just mind-boggling to me. He won just 1 out of the last 9 Premier League games, and that was against Southampton, against Russell Martin Southampton. but that doesn't even count as a real football match. They drew here last season. I think they're going to draw again. I've gone with a 1-1 draw. I mean, Everton have already frustrated Arsenal, Chelsea, Manchester City in the last few weeks. Like Tottenham don't really, I know they've scored a lot of goals, but they don't really seem to create a lot of chances anymore. Which is weird because none of their attacking or midfield players are out. So it just doesn't make any sense. Actually, it does make sense because Ancelotti constantly drops their best player, James Maddison, for some reason. Like if you want to be successful, you've got to play your best players. James Maddison being fit and available, yet he's just not got any games recently, which just makes no sense. Even though Tottenham's away defensive record isn't bad, Everton do kind of need to score a goal here, because if they don't, like, it is looking very bleak. They haven't scored a goal in so long. They've only scored 1 goal in their last 6 games, which just isn't good enough. And I'm not expecting a classic here. I think it'll be a very, very boring game between two sides that just don't look very good right now. Manchester United against Brighton and Hove Albion. Manchester United on a decent little run of form. Obviously drew with Liverpool, knocked past at the FA Cup, and then beat Southampton after a Diallo masterclass. Brighton finally won a Premier League game. After 8 games without a Premier League win, they finally got one after winning at Portman Road. They have won 5 out of their last 6 meetings with Manchester United as well. They really do have their number. Danny Welbeck is now back as well. Brighton could absolutely win this, and I think they're more likely to win than Manchester United are. But I have gone with a 1-1 draw. I feel like it's a bit of a tricky one to predict. You don't know which Manchester United team's going to turn up. You don't know which Brighton team's going to turn up. You know, João Pedro is not only is he a paedophile, he's also one of the dirtiest players in the league. This might be finally the game where he gets the red card that he deserves. At the same time, Bruno Fernandes might just not turn up for the game. You know, mainly might not turn up for the game. Yoro might be as bad as he was against Southampton. Onana might make a claim. You know, when those players are all playing at their best, they are crucial. But they all do have moments in them, you know. Like Diallo has been the only real consistent good player for Manchester United this season. Maybe Mazraoui as well. And for Brighton, again, like, some of their players can just switch off. If Lewis Dunk plays, I worry about their chances of even a draw. João Pedro's a live wire. They've had a lot of injuries in the attack, I know. Danny Welbeck does give me some hope for them there. Nottingham Forest against Southampton is 3rd against bottom. Southampton obviously very unlucky to lose at Old Trafford in their last game. Nottingham Forest got a well-earned point against Liverpool at home. Forest did win on the South Coast earlier in the season. I think they're going to win again. I've gone with a 2-0 win. They're just defensively too solid for me to worry about them conceding. Ipswich Town against Manchester City. Man City bottled a 2-0 lead against Brentford. Ipswich lost their last home game against Brighton. Manchester City have since wrapped up 2 deals for new centre-backs. Omar Marmoush looks very close, but they haven't got a midfielder in. So, like, do you know what they're doing? I don't know. Pep Guardiola is also going for a lot off the pitch. Apparently him and his wife have split up. She's taken like half his money and stuff. Like, it's kind of peak, I can't lie. Well, speaking from a purely football point of view, he's been way too stubborn this season, constantly giving players minutes that don't deserve it, not giving enough minutes to the likes of McAtee and Doku. And I think Ipswich gets something here, I can't lie to you. I've gone with a 2-2 draw again. Liam Delap's got something, man. He's going to score 2 goals. He's going to shush Pep, he's going to shush Haaland. It'll be beautiful. And finally, Chelsea against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Now, originally I had a 2-1 Chelsea win here, right? Because I thought their winless run can't continue like this. Wolves on a bit of a bad run of form themselves now. They've lost both of their last 2 games 3-0, but Mateus Cunha is now back. Chelsea haven't won in 5 games. They're going to be without Enzo Fernandez. They're going to be without Romeo Lavia. Levi Colwill might not be fit, and that adds to Fofana already not being fit. As for Mudryk being out with his suspected drug suspension or whatever, Cole Palmer might not play. Chelsea are like a bit fucked, I can't lie. With that being said though, Wolves defensively have been atrocious as well. And Reece James is back for Chelsea. He obviously scored a beautiful goal against Bournemouth in the last game. And I still think that they will get a point. I've gone with a 2-2, but I would not be surprised to see Wolves win for the 2nd year in a row at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have Ugo Chukwu out on loan. They've got Andre Santos out on loan. They need to recall at least one of them, surely. Like, I know Ugo Chukwu was kind of a similar profile to Caicedo, and Santos is on loan at sister club Strasbourg, but like, how have they got such a big squad and have left themselves in this sort of state then? Or Renato Vega potentially leaving, and Nkunku probably on the way out. Like, it's mad what's going on there, I can't lie. They're a bit of a mess. I know Chalobah coming back is big. He is desperately needed at the back right now, especially with both Cole and Fofana out. But yeah, it's a bit of a circus right now at Chelsea again. Let's see if they can overcome it quickly. Those are my predictions this week. Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon for another video.